what's up? This is Brian Pfeiffer with BacheloretteVegas.com. And I'm standing here today in front of the Caesars Palace, and in my background there, you kind of see it actually over there. That is Caesars Palace, and then behind me, directly behind me, it's kind of hard to see, but it's Omnia Nightclub, okay? And this video here is going to be about the EDM clubs in Las Vegas. I get asked the question all the time, what are the best EDM clubs in Vegas? You know, so I'm going to make a nice video here to kind of explain to you what the best EDM nightclubs are and the best EDM pools, okay? This video is going to be all about that. If you click on the link below, I'm going to have a write-up and ways to get on the guest list, get tickets, get tables, packages, etc., all on the link below, so make sure you check that out. All right, so let's talk about the best EDM nightclubs. My first pick here is Omnia, and hence why I'm standing here at the Caesars to kind of highlight this club. The reason I picked it as #1 at EDM Club because the club is magnificent, okay? It's magnificent inside. The interior is probably the best club in the whole world. They got this crazy chandelier thing that comes down, and the layout is just fantastic. They got amazing tables on the main floor, balcony tables. They got a couple skyboxes that overlook the DJ. The DJ is kind of right in the, kind of on the north end, but in the center of the building, and it's pretty dope. The setup's awesome. The club is just well done. You can just tell that they put a bunch of money into it, and it's awesome. They have big DJs like Steve Aoki here, Martin Garrix, Alesso is one of their residents, so those are their big hitters. I'm not sure their full lineup for 2023, but they will have a solid lineup. I know they did lose Cascade to one of the other clubs here in the top 3, but I'm sure they're going to come back with somebody big to replace him. All right, so let's talk about #2 on my list here is Zouk Nightclub, and the reason I put Zouk at #2 is because they did a magnificent job of bringing in some good talent. They got Zedd, they got Deadmau5, they got DJ Snake, Tiësto. I think they just signed Jack Harlow. They got Galantis is one of theirs. I know they're doing Nervo. They did a really good job recruiting talent for a new club with just one club and one pool instead of some of the other groups that have multiple venues. And they did a real good job with the layout as well. It's a cool club with amazing sound and lighting, and definitely something to check out here if you're coming to Las Vegas. Is Zouk Nightclub, #2 on my list, so don't miss out on that. #3 on my list is going to be the old standby here for I think the last 12 years plus, Excess Nightclub at the Wynn, and they have some good talent as well. Chainsmokers is probably their biggest hitter. They also have like Diplo, RL Grime. They have Dillon Francis. They also have some other big hitters like Kygo and David Guetta that come around in certain times of the year when they're not in the Visa and whatnot. And you can't really go wrong with Excess at the Wynn. The Wynn's the highest end hotel on the strip as far as my opinion goes. And there's always a good crowd and nice people in there. And definitely #3 on my list. You could take any of the top 3 and put them as #1. So just keep that in mind. Not one of those clubs is better than the other. They're all very good and really well done and with good DJs and good crowds. And you really can't go wrong picking one of those 3. If that's going to be one night of your EDM club, just pick one of those 3, roll the dice, figure out which DJ you want to see the most and go to that one, okay? Now we're going to go down the rest of the list here. There's 4 other clubs that I want to mention that do EDM. They're not as good as the top 3, okay? They're not the top tier anymore. Well, potentially they might be. Well, we don't know yet with the #4 on my list, and that's going to be a LIV Nightclub. Okay, the Fontainebleau's finally getting redone after like 15 years of sitting there dormant, and they're going to do the LIV Nightclub that they have in Miami in the Fontainebleau here. It's going to be the LIV Nightclub Las Vegas. Now, Zouk, when they came along, they did a really good job of bringing in talent. They got Tiësto, Zedd right off the bat, DJ Snake. They ended up getting Deadmau5 later. Zouk's, in order for LIV to be successful out here in Vegas, they're going to have to do something similar, okay? They're going to have to be, recruit some of these big DJs, pay them a ton of money, and they're going to have a good lineup in order to be successful against all these other venues, okay? Because these other venues just aren't going to roll over. All right, so I'm putting LIV on #4 on my EDM club list. I don't know much about it yet. I don't know who their DJs are going to be. It's going to open up sometime in 2023, I think. But I put that as #4 because I have a feeling they're going to do something pretty big over there, and they're going to bring in some decent talent and be a big player in the EDM club scene. #5 on my list is Hakkasan. Okay, the reason I'm in Vegas is because of Hakkasan. I was actually brought out here to help open Hakkasan. I was a promotion manager for Hakkasan in Wet Republic the first year I lived out here in 2013. And so that club's kind of dear to my heart. It's not kind of as hot as it used to be. It's now, 10 years I've been out here in Vegas, so it's now a 10-year-old club. And, compared to the big 3 and possibly LIV on #4, it is, #5 on my list. It's still a big club feel. They redid the grid in there. It's pretty dope. And they do bring in some good talent. I know they got like Steve Aoki coming up here, and they bring in Alesso, and for a while they had Cascade. I think they just lost him. But, they do pretty good. I mean, they are doing a hip-hop night there on Fridays, but Thursday and Saturday party are now EDM. They used to do a Sunday Sunday party as well, but they cut that out prior to COVID. That was actually during COVID. They cut that out and they haven't brought it back. So Hakkasan is number 5 on the list. Definitely worth checking out. Still good DJs, depending on if you like the artist over there. It's still a nice club. Well done, and it's a good party over there. Number 6 on my list, that is going to be Marquee Nightclub. Marquee Nightclub is a nightclub, and they are still holding their own because one of the main reasons is it's Tao Group and they have good talent and they know how to promote and they know how to put good hosts in place and keep the club going. It's not super huge of a club when they just do the main club inside. When they open it up and do the pool area at night too, that makes it a little bit bigger. They've kind of cut out the days when they used to have the main club open, the pool open, and the boombox, which is on the lower level, and the library used to all be open in the same night. They don't have that kind of crowd anymore. They're not booking that kind of big DJs. This year, some notable shows I saw over there. I saw Alan Walker. I enjoyed that show. They do bring in, I think they did have Cascade one night, and they do a hip hop night occasionally with DJ Mustard. But most of the time, they're EDM. They bring like Chris Lake in, Cedric Gervais. Those are some of the artists. Kind of like your mid-tier EDM guys. It's still a pretty good club. It's well done. It's got a great sound system, and it's reasonably priced nowadays. Okay, you can get a good table there for $1,500 for a third tier, $2K for an upper dance floor, maybe $3K for a dance floor. So not bad. For Marquee, number 6 on my list. Definitely worth checking out if you like the artist. It's in the Cosmopolitan. It's a great hotel. It's always busy. So, and then number 7 on my list of nightclubs to kind of complete the list of EDM nightclubs out here is going to be your Encore Beach at Night. It is kind of a unicorn. They do bring in some kind of mid-level talent like Angie V. Occasionally R.L. Grimes over there, Dillon Francis. They bring in some, trap house guys. Typically, it's kind of going to be a mix of trap house and EDM. But it is a night swim in the summer months, which is kind of cool. So it's kind of a unicorn. On a Friday and Saturday, it's the only place you can go and get a nighttime pool party. Okay, so Encore Beach will make number 7 on my list. We have some bottle packages and whatnot if you guys want to check it out. It's a little more reasonably priced than some of the other places, and it's still a good party. It's a little bit different, vibe with everybody in swim attire and people in the pool and whatnot, but it's definitely cool. So let's talk about the pools and the EDM pools in Las Vegas and why you might want to check out those. If you're into EDM, there's several different companies that own the venues out here. Tao Group's one of them. There's Wynn Nightlife, and then the Zouk Group. Okay, so the first one on my list, it's kind of the old standby here, is going to be Encore Beach Club, and that is run by the Wynn Nightlife. Okay, they got Access and Encore Beach at Night, kind of run 3 venues, if you will, even though Encore Beach is the same venue back to back. They used to have a venue back in the day called Tryst, and then it was Intrigue, but that's closed now. So Encore Beach Club is solid. They're going to have your David Guetta, you're going to have your Kygo, the Chainsmokers, Diplo, Major Lazer, some of their big hitters. Okay, they pretty much always have a big hitter on Friday or Saturday, Sunday. Fridays are kind of a mid-level person, but it is definitely an old standby here in Las Vegas, and you can't really go wrong with Encore on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Let's talk about number 2 on my list, and that is on one that's near and dear to my heart again, is Wet Republic. Okay, Wet Republic is a Tao Group venue, and you're going to find the Tao Group artists, the cast, or Martin Garrix, you got who else over there? Alesso, Steve Aoki, some of the bigger hitters. It's definitely a great pool party. They always, seem to come out every year with some new stuff. They, put pools in front of the cabanas a couple years ago, and new LEDs. It's well done. Sound system's great. It's a big pool. The bungalows are amazing. Customers really like those, so you can't really go wrong with Wet Republic. Always been a solid staple for me for the last 14 years. I was actually doing the promotions for Wet Republic back when it was new, and I used to promote to Chicago people. And the Chicago people would come out here and go to Wet Republic a lot. They'd always count me and take care of me. So it was definitely definitely a good pool for that many years, and it's still going strong. You can't really go wrong. Fridays are busy, Saturdays are busy, Sundays are busy. Thursdays and Mondays are kind of just more of a chill day, but they are open. Okay. Number 3 on my list is going to be Tao Beach. Okay, Tao Beach was redone last year. It was actually my number 1 pool last year, and we did really good over there. They do have a big hitter like Alesso. It's kind of their main DJs on Saturday. They bring in Chris Lake, and I think they had Martin Garrix there once. I don't think he was actually a headliner. He just showed up and played with one of the other guys. But, they do have mostly EDM on Saturdays, okay? And then Sundays are going to be more like a hip-hop party. They got Sophie Tucker, another one of their DJs. And it gets pretty rocking, okay? Tao Beach is a great vibe. They did a nice job with the remodel. I enjoyed the place. I had a really good year there last year. That was my number 1 pool. Although, do I think it's going to be as good as Encore Beach going forward and Wet Republic? I don't think so. I think it's going to be number 3 on the list because it's, it's Tao Beach now. A year old. It's not new anymore. It's last year was a new year, and now they're going to be competing with Encore and Wet Republic, which are your staples for EDM. And Yeah, so I would definitely check out, Tau Beach as well. It's good. It's a good vibe in there. The way they laid it out is very well. They got nice cabanas with pools in front of them. The pool's a little bit small, but it's compact, and they keep the party in there really solid. It's got a nice vibe. Okay, so that would probably be number 3 on my list. Let's talk about number 4 on my list, and that's going to be IU Day Club. Okay, curious to see what IU comes out with this year. I know it's under construction. They're doing some work to it. You're going to have your big hitters like Jack Harlow, Tiësto, Zedd over there. I think they all got like long year contracts. Deadmau5 maybe at the pool. We'll see. You got DJ Snake. I'm sure he'll be making some appearances. Guys like Galanis probably make some appearances. So I'm guessing AU is going to be a player this year because they're going to be doing some remodeling over there. That's going to be a solid EDM club. Maybe even move up on my list at some point. On the bigger days when, Tiësto and Zedd there, it's probably going to be more like the number 1 or number 2 pool party. Okay, so we'll have to see what they kind of come up with for the, the new layout. I know they're doing some construction between Zouk and IU, so we'll see what happens over there. But you can count on that place being pretty solid this year for an EDM pool party. I'm pretty sure they're going to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'm going to guess they're going to be a little more competitive now on Fridays and Saturdays since they just signed some more DJs, and they might be bringing in some talent all 3 days. The number 5 on my list, let's talk about Marquee Day Club. Okay, Marquee Day Club is still a really solid pool at the Cosmo. It's got the best bungalows or the Grand Cabanas in the city. They got the pools in front of them. So only cabanas really in the city, Grand Cabanas, that have your own private pool. Okay, there's like I think 11 or 12 of them, and they're awesome. Okay, customers love those. They always go for a premium on Saturdays. You can get a pretty reasonable on Fridays and Sundays, but they always pretty much do EDM over there. They rarely bring in a hip hop guy like DJ Mustard. So check the schedule, but that'll be a very rare event. It's almost always EDM. Mid-level guys, your Chris Lakes, occasionally Sophie Tucker will be over there. Pauly D's one of their residents. That's going to be more of an open format day. But the place is always pretty solid. It's a smaller boutique style pool, but the venue is really good. It's at the Cosmopolitan. They got great setup for table service and whatnot, and it's a strong EDM pool party for the most part. Generally, I think they're open Thursdays through Sundays. Okay, and at one time they were doing 7 days a week, but I think they're just doing Thursdays through Sundays these days. And then finally on my list of EDM pool parties, we're kind of getting down to the tail end here, and I'm not even sure if this place is going to be open this year, but that was Elia Beach Club. Okay, they were trying to compete with all the big hitters the last couple years and sort of failed. So I'm not even sure if they're going to be reopening. I know the management team has left and they've gone over to, I don't know if they've gone anywhere actually. They're not there anymore. I know they pulled out right after Labor Day weekend. This year they closed after Labor Day, which was kind of a shocker since September is usually a pretty good month, and they basically closed the place, and I don't know if it's going to reopen. So we'll have to wait and see if somebody comes in and does management on that. Another place that has a really good pool that was popular, several years ago before COVID was the Chaos Nightclub, Chaos Pool actually. They have a really cool pool there with a bunch of bungalows and cabanas with pools in front of them. Really great layout, and I don't know if they're going to do anything with that or not. We'll have to see. If somebody comes in and takes that over, it might be the EDM pool party. It might not be. We'll see. And I'm going to guess that the Fontainebleau, they're probably going to do something with a pool party as well. I know they got Strawberry Moon over at the Fontainebleau in Miami. Maybe they're going to do a Strawberry Moon or something over at the Fontainebleau, but you can count on them doing something at the Fontainebleau probably later in the year here, and I'm going to guess that's going to be EDM at least on Fridays and Saturdays, so we'll see. There's also one other wild card I want to mention. There's a new hotel going to be opening up on the end of the strip called the Dream Hotel, and they apparently going to have a day club there, so I don't know what it's going to be. EDM, hip-hop, a little bit of both, Latin, who knows. But that could be another little wild card that could be thrown into the mix there. So the last 3 there, I don't know what they're going to be, but keep them on the radar. If you're coming out here later in the year next year, when that Dream Hotel opens and the Fontainebleau opens, maybe you want to keep an eye out who's playing at the whatever pools, day clubs are going to be called. I don't even know. It's too early in the year here to tell. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my video. I do have a lot of packages and bottle service, etc. I can even do VIP entries at the nightclubs and pools for the EDM stuff. We do dinners, limos, men's shows. We do strip clubs. We can mix it all up and make a great package for you. Obviously, we would like to book your whole weekend if we can. If you have any questions, make sure you hit me up, 773-459-8133. That's my cell. And then if you would like this video, I'd really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe for more for this channel and bang that notifications bell. I'm Brian Pfeiffer signing out from the front of Omnia Nightclub over here at the Caesars about the best EDM clubs and pools in Las Vegas. Talk to you soon. Bye.